I made a video titled "Delete Instagram Now," and I've just received word directly from Instagram that they've banned me. In the video that I made about Instagram, I criticized the platform and social media in general with the impact that it has on your mental health. And so I encouraged people to deactivate their account, to delete the app, take a week off and just see how you feel, see if we can improve our mental health, because we know what these platforms are doing to us. It's no surprise now that your mental health is because of social media, because of these social comparisons. When you go onto this platform and you see people in this algorithm, when this algorithm forces people who are more attractive, more successful, happier than you, with their happy faces and their photoshopped selfies, and you see this day in, day out, hundreds of people who are better than you.
Could we bring back the slightly antiquated academic term monomania? When someone presents an analysis that is not necessarily false, not necessarily insincere or misleading, but is excessively focused on one aspect of a problem only, it's monomaniacal.
When those people post pictures of themselves where they look perfect and you already have sort of an idea of how great their lives are, and then you get it in a picture form and in more pictures and more pictures of all the things that they do and what a great life they have, it wrecks your confidence.
Why?
It wrecks your confidence, and as much as you try to reason it out that, their life isn't always perfect, you know that, but it's really hard to reason with that.
Why?
It happens in an instant. You're just scrolling on the feed, you see the picture, and you immediately feel bad. And then you keep scrolling and see someone else's picture and then feel even worse. Yeah, I used to be a teenager and I was insanely affected by images. And if a younger generation is getting influenced to value appearance over anything else and is told, if you want to be pretty, you gotta lighten your skin, you gotta do lip fillers, you gotta get boob job, you gotta stop eating, you gotta drink skinny tea and wear girdles on your waist, ugh. I'm really not lying when I say that Instagram makes me feel hideous. It makes me feel like a monster. I see this perfect picture of this beautiful girl, and then I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh God, kill it. It's just so intense how horrible it makes me feel about myself. And I think that I have enough common sense to be like, okay, this is making me not like myself, so I'm not gonna expose myself to this.
Because of social media, because of these social comparisons. When you go onto this platform and you see people in this algorithm, when this algorithm forces people who are more attractive, more successful, happier than you, with their happy faces and their photoshopped selfies, and you see this day in, day out, hundreds of people who are better than you.
It seems to be implicitly obvious to all of the people doing the complaining that the problem is not that other people truly are superior to them. The problem is that they have to see it. And I don't know why it is they only perceive this problem on Instagram. They don't see it as a problem when they look at the royal family of England appearing on the front page of the newspaper. They don't see it as a problem when it's the royal family of Saudi Arabia, who lately has been on the front page of the newspaper. They don't think it's a problem when children watch the Olympic Games. I think just about every single Olympic athlete, unless you count Olympic darts or Olympic lawn bowling, I think in principle, everybody in the Olympics has a better body than me, and everyone in the Olympics has a better body than you. And yet, watching athletes compete in sport does not elicit this kind of jealousy. They see nothing wrong with raising children watching professional wrestling on television, watching Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, whether it's the male body or the female body. Why is it a problem? Exactly. for you to see these people on Instagram? How have you convinced yourself that it's a new problem in the 21st century? And how did we all become committed to this deeply monomaniacal assumption of blaming social media only and blaming Instagram above all else, when in fact it's what matters least?
This is not a game. This is not like just a casual video. This is not just a casual thing to keep in mind and, you know, like, oh, quickly just eat my food whilst I watch this video of some guy ranting about Instagram. Bro, this is very fucking deep. This is very, very deep. Millions of people are suicidal because of this shit.
Some of these social problems only come to light in contexts in which people feel comfortable confessing them without identifying themselves as evil. I've never had someone admit to me that they wouldn't read a book review written by someone more intelligent than themselves. They say, no. I'm basically an idiot. So in order to feel comfortable, I only want to read books written by people who are more ignorant or more stupid than I am, and I want to have them recommended to me in book reviews written by people that are stupider still, because that's basically the only way I can reinforce my own sense of self-esteem. This would be a sort of blatant, childish, self-centered form of evil. Anyone would feel embarrassed or ridiculous saying it out loud. We've come to a point in the year 2022 when the same people who would feel ashamed to say they don't watch the Olympics because it makes them feel fat, they don't read Batman because it makes them feel weak, they don't watch wrestling because it makes them feel effeminate, people who would never admit to you, even if it's true, that they don't read the newspaper because it makes them feel stupid. They'd never admit that. No. But they're willing to admit that they can't use Instagram. Not because they aren't aware that other people are superior to them, but because they can't bring themselves to see it. And superior in what? Who you follow on Instagram, what comparisons you draw between yourself and others, and what you make of those comparisons, that's up to you. You literally could be following a book reviewer from the New York Times on Instagram. You could be following a journalist who's in a war zone on Instagram. You could be following some scientist who you look up to or admire. You could be following hideously ugly people who nevertheless have redeeming qualities that eclipse yours, that, outshine yours in every way. And you might feel jealousy or you might feel envy. But the question is, what now? What next? What are you going to do with that feeling? What are you going to make of it? Paradoxically, people in their billions watch sports every day, and it only seems to inspire them to become fatter and lazier. It's as if the athlete is fit for us. It's as if Batman pursues justice for us. It's as if various politicians and celebrities care about world events and do whatever it is democracy needs done for us, on our behalf. And we, the voting public, we're merely the passive viewers and consumers of the entertainment that's produced by all this as a byproduct. And we become mentally as well as physically blubbery. I'm saying to you sincerely, I don't think there is anything wrong with Instagram. I think the critique of Instagram that's emerging now on YouTube and elsewhere it reveals something deeply wrong with you. Something deeply wrong with us. That's probably just as wrong when you watch sports, when you watch wrestling, when you do or don't read books, whatever it is you do with your time. But it's only strangely in the context of Instagram that you're willing to feel some sort of pride in complaining about it. Now, there's an anecdote I'm only going to tell briefly here, because I've told it before. Once I was arranging for a particular medical doctor to deliver a baby. My first wife was pregnant, about 9 months pregnant, long story. And the doctor came up with a pretense to cancel the appointment and ban us from the hospital. He didn't want to work with us. And the reason why was that he found me intellectually intimidating. Now, I could tell you all the details of what had transpired between me and this doctor, but this raises the hilarious question. Look, buddy, do you only deliver babies for stupid people? Do you only deliver babies for customers who are so poorly educated or idiotic that they make you feel more comfortable with yourself? Like, if just having me in the same room with you while you practice medicine somehow raises the standards of scrutiny too high for you to cope with, what the hell does that say about you and your medical practice? Well, you guys, let me ask you honestly, are you only listening to podcasters who make you feel comfortable with yourself? Are you only reading books or hearing book reviews by people who make you feel comfortable with yourself? When was the last time? When was the last time you felt this same gnawing sense of self-doubt and worthlessness? Listening to a podcast, reading a book, or reading a book review, doing something intellectual. This same sense of self-doubt that these men and women are willing to admit when they look at beautiful and wealthy people with fabulous lives on Instagram. Because you were really hearing the voice of someone who outclassed you intellectually in every way. Someone who was living their life on a whole other level, where you felt challenged and where you had to look back at the last 10 years of your life and think, what the hell have I been doing? Then look forward to the next 10 years and think, what now? What next? Maybe, without knowing it, you, like that medical doctor, maybe you've gotten a little bit too comfortable by choosing clients who would make it a little bit easier.